Welcome back to Untold Recaps. Sit back and relax. Have some nice coffee. Spoilers ahead. In May 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Alpha co-founder and billionaire Miles Bron decides to host a murder mystery game at his mansion, The Glass Onion, on his private island in Greece. He invites 5 friends: Alpha's head scientist Lionel Toussaint, Connecticut Governor Claire DeBella, controversial fashion designer Bertie J, men's rights streamer Duke Cody, and Alpha co-founder and former CEO Cassandra Andy Brand, along with Bertie's assistant Peg and Duke's girlfriend Whiskey. The famous detective Benoit Blanc gets an invite and joins the group. Miles' friend Dirrell is also on the island, but he is not part of the party. He is only there because he is going through some things. Miles doesn't know why Blanc is there since he didn't invite him, but he lets him stay because he thinks another guest invited him as a joke. Blanc hears Peg talk to Miles about a press release he wants Bertie to put out, and he sees Duke and Miles watching Whiskey in bed together. Before dinner, Miles shows off the Mona Lisa, which he has on loan from the Louvre. He also says that the Glass Onion is powered by Clear, a hydrogen-based alternative fuel that Alpha will launch in a week, even though Lionel and Claire are worried about its safety. Blanc solves Miles's fake murder mystery right away, and Andy leaves the main party room when the tensions over her presence reach a peak. Duke suddenly falls over and dies after drinking from Miles' glass. The terrified group thinks Andy is to blame. When the group finds out that Duke's gun is missing, the lights go out, and everyone goes their separate ways. Blanc finds Andy, but she is shot by someone she doesn't see. Blanc calls the rest of the group together and tells them that he has found out who killed Andy. A long flashback shows that Andy really died a week before the trip, supposedly by suicide, and that her twin sister Helen hired Blanc to look into her death. Andy had stopped working on Clear at Alpha because she was worried about safety, so Miles got rid of her as CEO. To back up this move, their friends lied in court and said that he had planned Alpha all by himself on a napkin years ago. But Andy found the napkin where she had first written down the idea, and she sent a photo of it to the group as proof. Helen thinks that someone in the group killed Andy, so that they wouldn't lose Miles' trust and so that they wouldn't look bad. Blanc suggested that Helen pretend to be Andy at Miles' party to help him investigate. At the time, no one knew that Andy had died. Helen helps Blanc figure out why each person in the group wants to protect Miles from Andy. Lionel and Claire have already put their reputations on the line. Miles is saving Bertie financially from the consequences of using child labor, and Duke is using Whiskey to seduce Miles in exchange for a job at Alpha News. Helen also finds out that the other 4 guests were all at Andy's house on the day she died. Helen stops the party so she can look in the guest rooms for Andy's napkin. Andy's journal in the pocket of her jacket stops the bullet when she is shot, but Blanc tells the other guests that she is dead. This gives Andy a chance to finish the search in Miles' office. Blanc says that he has come to the conclusion that Miles killed both people. When Miles found out that Andy had the napkin, he killed her. But Duke saw Miles' car leave her house. When the news of Andy's death was finally posted online during the party, Duke realized that Miles was to blame and tried to blackmail him into getting on Alpha News. This made Miles poison him by taking advantage of his allergy to pineapple and stealing Duke's gun, which he would use to shoot Helen. Helen finds Andy's original napkin in Miles' office, and the group learns her real name and that she is still alive. But Miles burns the napkin, getting rid of the proof that could be used against him. Helen breaks Miles' glass sculptures to get rid of her anger, and Miles' friends join her. Helen starts a bonfire and throws Clear into it, which makes it explode and destroy the Glass Onion. Blanc and Dirrell watch from the beach as Helen puts the Mona Lisa in front of the fire, which destroys it. The group decides to testify against Clear for his crimes because they know that destroying the painting will show that Clear is dangerous and ruin Miles. Helen and Blanc watch the police boats come in from the beach,